party membership register in 2022. And I've said this so many times. We were told by INEC officials, they revealed to us that the APC does not have party registration, party membership structure. The PDP didn't have. The APC got INEC to help them use the electoral register. People who register to vote, the voters register in the country, was what the INEC helped to use to build APC's party membership structure. We have been doing online membership registration since 2018, where our party register is the most complete, they told us, among all the parties. At that time, there were only 19 parties or 18 parties, 2022. And we have structures in fact, if you go to our website to register, you have to register based on where you come from. That is, there will be an opportunity to say, okay, I'm Omoyele Sowore. I'll get a dialogue that opens to say, in which state? You say Ondo State. Then another one will open to give me my local government. All of these are preloaded on our website. And then another one will open to tell me which ward. Even if you don't know your ward, you can find it out on our website, on the party website, aacparty.org. So how do you register people without structures? You have to come from a ward, you have to come from a local government, you have to come from a state to be registered as a member of a party. And we have all this. We are able to, on our own, break down all our members up to the ward level. We have the database on our website that shows that we have members across the country. But what we don't have is, or what we do have, we have that. But what we don't do is to then go and hire thugs, hire police, army, ballot snatchers to kill people on election day so that we can forcibly become president of the country without winning an election.
All right, thank you very much. Now, my last question, which is also my second question, is you as a presidential aspirant, do you believe in this current in the modalities put across by this INEC under the new chairman? I mean, do you believe in the electoral process come 2027? Do you think that they are going to deliver, or that is, do you believe in the process? Let me put it in that way.
Well, it'll be difficult to tell you that I believe in the political process, considering my experience with what I've done with the political process. But what I believe in is the power of the people to force a political order on the country to allow votes to count. You see, what we used to be told when we were purely doing activism and said that we are not interested in politics, said, go and try your luck with politics. You know, you guys could win with the numbers. And now we have been part of the political process. And the reason you partly know about what is going on with their handling of politics is because we are involved in it. But can I tell you that 100% I believe in politics? Of course I don't. I don't believe that INEC can provide free and fair elections. I've said it before. That's the reason why you see I'm always championing all those struggles. You know, I was one of the people who fought against the National Assembly when they said that we can no longer have upload of election results as elections are taking place and ending. I was one. So, but do I believe in the struggle to force their hands? Yes, I do. Do I believe that as presently constituted elections can be fair and fair? I'll be lying to you if I say I do. But we are in need to change it. And we have put all the structures in place, legitimate, to ensure that we liberate our country. You see, a lot of people talk about South Africa, not the best country because of the rubbish they're doing now. But do you know that the ANC, the major party that is in power in South Africa, has been around, I think, since 1918 or so. And they didn't win power until 1994. So we are making all the commitments we can make. We are putting in all, and we ask you to join us to force. If everybody who is asking me question today is actively participating in ensuring that this country changes, even 10,000 of you will force change, even online. I don't know how many times, and I'm sure most of you have participated, how many times government want to do something rubbish, and we just start an online campaign, and in 2 days, they capitulate. Because we're joining hands. It's not in one place. And you do it at home, you do it abroad, and you get the result. But most of you will just stay back. You are not even questioning the people who are fighting the government. You are not questioning the people who are in government. You are more opposed to the people who are fighting the government. That's what most of you do online. You come and attack people. Oh, Sowore is raising funds. So that's the reason why he's doing it. How much? I was doing better when I was not doing activism. I was doing better when I was doing journalism. You know, I was making. I told you guys before. There was a time I was on Sahara Reporters. We're making $50,000 per month from Google AdSense alone. I left all that to come and go to prison here to go and be, eating beans with people. I was in prison as of October last year at Kuje prison. You think that's what I came to do? Do I need to come to do that to raise funds when I could just happily stay back in America, wake up in the morning, turn on my computer, drive my children to school, live happily ever, and somebody will sit down and say, "Oh, Sowore came to raise funds in Nigeria." Funds for what? Funds for what? It's. But I understand why you people do that. You just feel like it's a mentality of let's just see what we can throw at him. And some of it is done deliberately. Government would come and say, go accuse him of so things so that he can leave us alone. uh Maybe if you say all these bad things, you just carry his things and get upset and leave, so that we can loot your country, so that nothing will be left. No, there will be no Sowore to question the police and question the army. That's the goal. If I had anything hidden, he would have put it out. Buhari detained me for 5 to 6 months, kept in Nigeria for 5 years. Nothing. Tinubu has taken me to court between 2020, since Tinubu came to this country as president. I have been brought before. 5 criminal charges have been filed against me. 5 since Tinubu came to power in 2023. They've seized my passport for a year. I just got my passport back some 2 months ago. And I'm sure they are planning to send me to prison again because I called Tinubu a criminal. And I've said it, that it is not wrong to say somebody is a criminal when he is. And we said to them, we want to prove it in court that your president is a criminal. If it is not Nigeria, such a person will not even go near the presidency of the country based on what is publicly available. So you are here just trying to insult me every day. Oh, you have a party, you are vice president, you don't have vice president, you are chairman of a party, you're this. Chairman of which party? Party that we have to spend our own money to run. The parties that are sucking your country dry. They are taking the money from the federal government, from NNPC, customs. They are taking all the money from there to fund the APC. They are taking state government money to fund the ADC. They are doing the same for the rest of the party. We use our meal money to run our party. The Beretta I sent to you, I use my money to make them. Never been involved in stealing a dime from any country, any of your public wallets. But the people who are doing that, when they pass, you bow your head down for them. When their siren is coming, you leave the road for them. 1 hour later, you have not been able to join the main road. But those of us who are using our lives on the line, you keep asking us repeated questions, lies and lies. Oh, he's raising money, he's doing this for money. If I am actually, do you guys know that people like Festus Keyamo, who is minister, or most of these ministers that you are saying now, they were nobodies when we were doing activism. Festus Keyamo was in Ganifa Women's Chamber. When we go to Ghanai's birthday, Festus Keyamo is one of the people that have been serving us food at Ghani's birthday. I'm not saying he wasn't the servant, but he was that, in the hierarchy of activism. But they're making money. And if you see them today, yes, sir. Thank you, Minister. Honorable Minister. You even call them honorable. Honorable Minister. Hey, Your Excellency. Honorable this, honorable that. Ambassador this. Ambassadors without portfolio. Dishonorable people that you call honorable. And we're calling on you that you can reject that order. But I understand most of you don't want to fight. And you don't want people who are fighting to fight. You just come and yeah. They said yesterday they saw you eating amala in Abuja. How did you get money to buy two bowls of amala instead of one? Why did you put two mates on it? So that's the way I look at some of these questions that comes from Nigerians.
Okay. Next person.
Thank you, Timonke. Thank you, host. Good evening, my comrade president. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First of all, I will love to thank you for everything you're doing. Because some of us understand very well. I know there we might be few who understand you, but it takes some level of uprightness to understand what you're doing. You spent most of your youthful age fighting for this country.
Questions, please. Gary no need promo. Gary no need
No,
promo.
my question will be one.
Straight to the point.
Host, my question will be one. So I just want to utilize the opportunity to say some things about him.
So do it brief, please.
Yes, thank you very much. So thank you for everything you're doing. I know there are some Nigerians, I think the system has been programmed to work this way. Nigerians are being paid cheaply to fight against their own freedom, and they don't even understand these things. Some of them are standing. They are standing people
I
that are
haven't seen a question yet.
Okay, my question is, I've seen some bullies talking about you, saying some sort of things about you. How do you feel about these things when you are reflecting on yourself, when you are by yourself, when you are alone? How do you deal with these things? Because I'm trying to learn from you. Thank you very much, sir. That's my question.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I don't, and I mean it, I don't pay attention to trolls, bullies, and all this group. Maybe it's because I'm not new to it. You can imagine somebody who went to university and who was expelled twice. I went to do NYC. I was arrested. They didn't give me my NYC certificate. The only time that I've ever done anything progressive in my life was to do it in another man's country. Every time, the only thing Nigeria has offered me is pain, sorrow, tears, and blood. That's the only thing this country has. And I'm not the only one. It's the same thing they do to almost all of you. You understand? So why would somebody trolling me and then give me? I've been shot before on my thigh by a police officer with a riot gun, the bullet, that thing they use in shooting tear gas. They shot it directly on my thigh. My thigh was swollen. My brother was killed in this country. Nobody has explained. We don't even know who killed him till today. So I understand what practically they call the pedagogy of the oppressed. That if oppression lasts for too long in a society, the oppressed will fall in love with the oppressor. I'm telling you, they will be kissing the feet of the oppressor. That's what so many Nigerians, not all of us, so many Nigerians are like that. They have been oppressed for so long. They don't even understand what is good life. They don't even understand that somebody can work. Nigeria is the only place where somebody will work and get paid their salary, and they will go to church and give thanks to God for being paid for work that they did. Nigeria is the only country in the world where they will have electricity and they will go to church and thank God that we have had electricity for 3 days or out of 7 days. They will give testimony. How do you expect such people to understand what good life is? It's difficult. I do not know. I stayed in America for 20 something years. I don't know where the engine of my car is located. When I came to Nigeria, you have to go and open the bonnet, they call it, every morning. Pour water in your radiator, start the car, and the thing, I don't know what is the difference between, it's the same car, because it's mental conditioning. I'm just using that as just an example of who we are. So if all you will get in life is to be beaten up and beaten down, you will not understand if somebody says to you, comes to you and says, no, nobody deserves to beat you down. You'll be like, what do you mean? That's how we live the life here. That's how we roll here. They have to beat you. Police must beat you down. I'll give you an example. In 2025, I was supposed to be returning to the US. I saw some policemen extorting money. I had these my glasses. I videoed them and I put it online. People were insulting me that, oh, what right have you to go ahead and video policemen who are extorting money? Can you do that in America? Can you do that in America? So fast forward, I met a pilot today who flew us from Warri to Abuja, and he told the flight attendant that he would like to see me before I leave. So even when we were about to land, he told the flight attendant again, I would like to see him. So I went to see him in the cockpit, and he said, you don't know what you did for me. And I said, what did I do? He said, those policemen that used to be at Mafuluko Oshodi on the way to the airport, if you know how many times they almost make me miss flights. It was after you did that thing that they stopped the activities there. And since then, we have been having a free ride to get to work. This is a pilot. This is not an ordinary Nigerian, But if you can still go online and see the comments. Now, how dare you use camera? You're obstructing policemen, obstructing people who are extorting money. But I'm answering this question so that you understand why I don't care about trolls. Anybody doing the kind of work we're doing, you are fighting two wars. You are fighting against the oppressor and you are fighting against the oppressed, whose only goal in life is to become an oppressor. A lot of Nigerian oppressed people don't hate oppression. They're just preserving the oppressive system until it's their turn. I've noted that a lot of Nigerians actually are very oppressive. Not all, very oppressive. Somebody will maltreat somebody and they don't see anything wrong with it. And the person they are maltreating would not see anything wrong with being maltreated. Like I was saying, I cannot believe that people will say to me, oh, the governor of my state paid salary. Why are you insulting him? Okay, so he's not supposed to pay salary. Is he using his money to pay you salary? This our governor, he paid some pensions that his predecessor didn't pay. So what? Oh, our governor, he did a road one side like that. I'm just coming from Delta State. They are praising the Delta State governor that he did the flyover in Warri. Flyover in 2026. Flyover. And we drove from Warri to Sapele. He did not complete the road in 3 years. You get to a point, the road just cut off from nowhere. And when we were coming back and we got to Warri, and I asked them, I said, look at this useless governor. No, don't talk about our governor like that. Can't you see flyover in Warri? I said flyover. So with all the money he got in 3 years, this two flyover is the reason why you think it's. But that is what has happened to the psyche of a lot of Nigerians. Damaged psyche. And that is reflected in how they respond to when you push against oppression. You say, how can you come and fight for this person? Don't you see that this person has done this thing? He has done that, he has done that. I was like, man. So just explaining that so you understand that it doesn't move me. I already knew a long time ago the battle that I'm up against doing what I do.
All right, next person, please.
All right. Thank you. Am I free to talk, Sake?
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oga Sowore.
Please hold on.
Yes.
Next person.
That's not your turn. You just came here.
Who is
All
the
right.
next person? Hold on, it will get your turn. Next person, go ahead.
Is
All right. Thank you very
humanity.
much.
The next person is humanity.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Simon. How are you doing?
Yeah,
Thanks
good.
for bringing me up. All right. Mr. Sowore, thank you very much for this opportunity. And I want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. It's a great privilege to speak with you today. And I want to ask a question because I've been watching your activism and your activities in Nigeria, videos and everything, people criticizing you and your response to all the things that have been said about you. But there is one thing that gets me worried. Is it possible to have this is number one question. Is it possible to have a better Nigeria if those who are fighting for a better Nigeria doesn't have faith in the public, the people who are supporting them? I want to know because I have not seen you in any of your videos say, maybe I'm wrong, that one person in the leadership of Nigeria or in the government is likely a perfect person. All right. So how possible it is for the youth, how possible it is for any Nigeria to fight for a better Nigeria without believing that there are some people who are qualified to be in position of power? This number one question. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Again, when you ask this question, I know where you're headed. I know you. I
Yes,
can
I hope you got my
predict.
question
I
correctly, Mr.
predict you
Shawari.
are. I can predict you want to impose Obi on the conversation. Peter Obi. But my own position is very simple. The people that I'm up against, the ones that I have zero tolerance for, are mostly those who have governed Nigeria before in whatever capacity and did nothing with their time. You see, 8 years is a lot of time. Even 4 years is a lot of time in the life of a country. And if somebody was a governor of a state, vice president, House of Rep member, senator, president, and did nothing, and we are in this condition that we are in today, there's nothing you can tell me. It's not about you can tell me, it's something I know that you can't bring up the topic and try to gaslight me to say, oh, is there not a better leader? Was there not a leader in Nigeria before? No. And my position is informed by what is on the ground. It's informed by the condition of the roads, your hospitals, the schools in those that they presided over. Most of them, particularly governors, can't even stay in the state they govern the day after they finish governing the state. So if they then come and present themselves again, I will ask questions. It doesn't matter. Nobody can gaslight me. I will ask questions. What did you do? My simple question is, what did you do when you were governor of your state? What did you do? Where are the roads that we paid for? Where is water that you provided? Where is the hospital that you built that we can go to or your people can go to? Where are the schools that are of high standard? Don't come and ask me, go and verify. No. Verification is done in instant manner these days. If I lie to you now that my hometown has 24 hours electricity, before we finish this conversation, somebody in my hometown is watching, they will upload it and say I lied. So I can't ask you to go and verify. It is the truth that these guys failed. If they didn't fail, we will not be looking for a needle in the haystack. We will not be saying, so if they performed, even if I'm opposed to them, it won't matter. It won't matter. But they didn't perform. They just come, they will do, this country is a country that should be renamed anyhowness. They'll just do anyhow. And then they'll come and package themselves again and say, we'll come back. See, we want to perform magic. You can't lie to me now. And when I say you can't lie to me, you say, oh, Sowore doesn't trust anybody. Of course, there are people I trust, but there are people I can never trust. And the people I cannot trust are the people who cannot point to me what they did when they had the opportunity to do something and they didn't do it. Or the ones who are opportunists, who haven't done anything, but whenever the opportunity arises, they'll go and jump and say, "Oh, here we are again." I give you an example. There's when they started ADC, some 17 lawmakers ran to ADC. Yeah, we have joined ADC. Ask them what laws did they make when they were in the house. What did they do? Nothing. So if you now want to go and showcase them as the new bride of the new protocol, and I criticize them and say, oh, Sowore doesn't say anything good about anybody. Of course. How can I be lying to you that they are good when they are not good? You want me to partake in those who are packaging fraud to you? I can't do that. My conscience won't let me do that. If the argument is that some people will say that it's a milocom, that is it has to come from your area. That's your argument. Or that is the turn of your religious person. That's your argument. But it cannot override my own argument about performance. Mine is, look, I don't know where you are, my brother, but if you are around this country, Nigeria, maybe you are abroad, because those of you abroad might have a different perception. Our own reality is per second per second. Your own, you may have to wait for people to call you from home before you understand how bad this country is. Are you getting me? Or you might need to go online before you know what's. We are in it here. We're in it. We are the ones who have to deal with. And maybe it's not even fair to say that if you are not here, you don't feel it. Some of you who are even abroad feel it more because the mismanagement of the country puts a lot of pressure on you to pay what they call black tax. You know what black tax is? So many of you are just being taxed every day because you are likely the better successful person in your family. And everybody wants you to pay for everything. So the pressure, so maybe it's not right to say that you don't feel the pressure. But can we, for once, just have a honest conversation about performance of these leaders? And if they haven't performed, please don't let us have the conversation that, oh, why can't you trust them? How can I trust somebody who allowed doctors to go on strike for 13 months? How can I trust somebody who allowed lecturers to go on strike for a whole year and then went and built himself a university with money they stole from Nigeria? Where do they do that in the world? So that's my position, sirs.
All right, next person, please.
My second question, if I would be allowed to do that. Thank you very much. I want to know, Mr. Sowore, thank you very much for the response. I want to know again, who is your ideal leader? Because what I see as a leader, I don't see a leader to be a man who cannot make any mistakes, right? So I want to understand, I want to hear from you. Who do you
Is your
call
leader
a
the
qualified?
person? Is your ideal leader the person who perpetually makes mistakes?
No,
You should
that's
answer
not
that.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
No.
that's not what
So
I'm saying. Yeah.
because maybe it's time to ask you a question too. Who's your ideal leader amongst the Nigerian former leaders? Tell me one, please. A former governor, a former head of state, a former vice president, a former senate president, a former honorable member. Who is your ideal among them? Nominate the person to us here so that we can dissect the person.
Yeah. We have heard from 1999. We have had presidents and leaders, right? I can say there's nothing wrong if you make a mistake as a person, as a leader. But the most important thing is if your mistake is not affecting the well-being of the people,
No,
right?
is any
Then
leader you
I can tell
know
you,
that his mistake did not destroy the country? Tell me one, please, so that we can move on. I'm just asking you. Let's have a little interaction here. Do you know of any
yes,
Nigerian president since
yes,
1999 whose mistakes did not cost this country development, progress, who did not partake in the destruction of the country, either by not doing anything or doing what is wrong? Do you know one that you want to nominate to us or you want to ask us so that we dissect the person?
All right, I'll answer this question before my last
Okay,
question.
so because I don't
I
have
don't
all the
have
time, my
Obasanjo.
brother, I've been here for two
Okay,
No,
hours,
we
and
have
please,
had
I was
do you
going to tell
have
we have
Simon
had
any?
people like.
Any?
that
Let's go on
after
that.
Can I
Do you have
respond?
any?
Can I
after two
respond?
hours, I want to go for another meeting because this is political
Okay.
season, guys. And also tomorrow I
All
have
right.
a trial in court at the Federal High Court. Justice Crack case is also tomorrow, so we're
All
busy
right.
already.
So busy
Yeah.
already. We have had a person like Obasanjo as the president of Nigeria. We have had
Okay.
Yes.
Goodluck Jonathan.
Is
All
Obasanjo
right.
your ideal leader?
Yes, for me, if you compare
Okay.
what is
Okay,
happening
okay,
now,
okay. It's okay. You don't need to buttress. We're trying to save time.
all right, let me ask my last question before I mute.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. Don't worry. You have given your ideal leader. So I think there's no much to dissect here. The information about Obasanjo is in the public domain. But it's all about relativity, how you perceive it, and your level of knowledge and information in that regard. So I don't think there's much to dissect here. But if Obasanjo is your ideal leader, I tell you sincerely, there's a problem.
All right.
There's a
If I'm
big
allowed,
problem. But hold
if
on.
I'm allowed to ask a last question, I
No,
will
no, no,
appreciate
no, no.
that.
You have asked two at the moment. So let's go
No,
on.
no,
We're
no. I
trying
just
to
asked
save.
one.
No,
I
no, no,
just
no,
asked
no,
one
no.
question.
This is your
I just
second. This is your
no, no,
second.
no.
Hold on. Hold on. This is your second. Next person, please.
Okay,
All right, go
thank you
ahead.
very, thank you very much, Mr. Simon and
Oga
Mr.
Simon, please, I have a suggestion. I
No,
would
now it's
suggest
Uh,
let
only one
people
question.
ask,
Everybody
yeah,
one
or
question.
yes, or if you have multiple, you can ask it at a go so that
Yeah.
when he's
No.
addressing it, he can address everything once.
okay,
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 fine. That's how it goes. And very brief and
okay,
concise, please.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Simon. Let me just go straight to the question since we don't have time. Mr. Sowore, we know that INEC is the underdog of the APC, and we saw what they did with IRF and how they were buying vote and wigging election, the last presidential election. So what is your party and what you and your party, what are you guys doing to actually put them in check in this coming 2027 election? Or are you just going to play fair while they are coming to a battlefield with gun and knife? Are you just going to play fair, or there's any other thing you guys are doing on the ground to make sure that vote buying is limited and election rigging are stopped?
Okay,
That's the first
okay.
question.
Apologies. Sincerely, any question that doesn't challenge my intellectual curiosity, I'm not bragging, but sincerely, I'm going to override it. And at this point in time, this question is override. Do you have any other question? Don't ask questions in the public domain. Don't ask questions that requires common sense.
Okay, okay. Now the other questions that I want to ask is so you and your party, are you guys open for coalition? Let's say the NDC approach you and say, guys, let's come together and form a coalition to remove this APC. Is your party open for that?
No, null and void as well. This is a question in the public domain. Watch his videos. He has addressed that severally. Next person.
Oh, good afternoon, senior comrade. I deeply admire you. Apparently, you're still waving my orange beret. You promised me during your interview section with Dr. Shivi. Straight to the question.
Have you gotten
A
it?
lot. No, I've not gotten it, sir. Straight to the question. A lot of banger boys are now.
All right, good.
There's a lot of banger boys are now being produced. And don't you think it's high time, instead of fighting for them, don't you think they need formal education? Don't you think it's high time you create a platform to educate banger boys so you'll not be really involved in their freedom? That's question number one. And our question
Who is
number two
Banga
is
Boy? Who is Banga? No, no, wait. Who is Banga
apparently,
Boy?
okay, Banger Boys is tagged on Twitter. Banger Boys, those boys that apparently say something that is not real about people. You understand? For example, this morning
Okay.
a friend of mine woke me up and said, "Ah, your Sowore again don't start for Twitter." And I came and I saw you trying to defend
Okay.
a guy that
So
has.
good.
Yes, sir.
Because of
Yes,
time,
sir. Yes, sir.
I want to respond to that. No,
Okay.
and for the education of everyone. So the internet is a space that is probably new to some people, but it's been around for a long time. The internet has become almost his own country. And the people who operate there are called netizens, and they come there for different reasons. Some use the internet for good, some use it for not too good. And the truth today is that when you look at Nigerians, especially the rich and connected, you look at their history, they have enjoyed the internet for political growth, for social growth, for economic growth. And the moment they become powerful, they start to look down on certain categories of people that you call banga boy. The latest was Adekunle Gold, who got somebody jailed for 2 years. Apparently because the poor boy went and posted on Twitter or wherever he posted that his son or daughter has died. And they got the boy arrested and they prosecuted him and sent him to jail for 2 years. I intervened without even knowing what Adekunle Gold himself had done in the past. As it turns out, I think Adekunle Gold himself was a banga boy in 2012. He wrote a tweet that he wished Jonathan would have died. That he said in a quote that if God can give us Mobile
Agree.
Green back, yes, that Green back, and take Jonathan away. If Adekunle Gold was arrested in 2012, I would fight Jonathan to the last to make sure that his rights are protected. So any banga boy has no right to go and detain or imprison another banga boy. If you have been banga boy before, you should respect other banga. It's the same thing I said about Tony Elumelu. Tony Elumelu is a content creator. Every morning you wake up, Tony Elumelu is showing that he's getting out of the jet, he's entering the office. So he benefits from the internet space, even for his business. I don't know how many people might have gone to open an account at UBA because they saw Tony Elumelu on Instagram. So suddenly somebody writes something you don't like, you go and carry police. My position, so that you get me correctly, is that these cases don't rise to the point of using the police to arrest and detain people. They belong in the civil space. It's a civil case. If somebody writes about me, that my child is dead, do you know what I'll do? I'll call, because I'm not home, I call my wife. What's wrong with my son? He said, nothing's wrong. I'll write on my platform that the child is alive, nothing more. I'm not going to go and be looking for police to go and research on the person. Because I know I'm in the public space, in the public domain. Are you getting my point? Is that there are several levels of engagement on the internet. Even while we've been here since we started this show, do you know that if I were to want to arrest people, I would have arrested at least 20 people here about things I was said just in the comment section. You know, there are questions that have been asked of me today that could have made me, if I'm the person that you want all these strong people to be, that I could have arrested you. If we allow them to turn the internet into what they want to turn it to, don't be surprised. And I'm telling all of you today that one day they can make a law in this country that says that if you insult a rich man, it is death penalty if you insult a rich man on the internet. And there's nothing you can do about it. Some of you, particularly who are abroad, they will tell you that if you come to the country, you are going to face death penalty for insulting somebody who is a rich man. Are you going to accept that? These are the things you must understand. The people you call banger boys, they are out as part of this community on the internet. Only that they are using it and the moment they started, what do I call it? Monetizing content. A lot of people, it's like monetization of ignorance. We do it. But what we must understand is that you cannot have complete control of the internet. If there are things that borders on crime, we all know what is crime. But the Nigerian police and I'm listening to me now. We don't listen to a poor person if something was written about a poor person.
Hmm.
If somebody in Mushin writes on the internet against you and say that RIP so person, you go to the police. If you are not connected, police will just look at you and say, what is wrong with you? They write something about you and he say, so now make you come carry yourself on this police station. You don't get anything where they do. But it is because these guys are connected and rich. It's part of the oppressive system. And guess who are the defenders of the oppression? The same poor people. Same poor
Hmm.
people. Yes. But look at what the internet has also brought, the good it has brought to Nigeria. A lot of people are earning what is more than minimum wage just by participating in. If you take down internet today, Nigeria will go to war because it is what is sustaining a lot of people. This internet that we have is where people are selling and buying and interacting and fighting for social justice. And so the internet has its good, but nothing has good that doesn't have bad. But again, what we must look at is that what has the Banga boy done? Say, oh, your wife has HIV. Because of that, you now start fighting. If you don't have HIV, the fact that the Banga boy said, you have HIV, does it make you have HIV? You get my point. There's a boy that said that was arrested and detained for a long time. They call him Tuma. He said Ned Nwoko is not the father of his children.
I saw a
I
video of him
intervened on
abusing
his
you 2 days
behalf.
ago.
Yes, I intervened on his behalf. Everybody was abusing me. Oh, how can you say Ned Nwoko is not the father of his? And I explained and I said, if Ned is the father of his children, how does what Tuma said mean anything? That doesn't mean anything. And guess what happened a few weeks later? A few moments later, the wife is fighting Ned. They got to a point where what Tuma said almost became the conversation. They are separated now. Are you getting my point? But Tuma spent months in prison for saying that Ned is not the father of his children. And then few moments later, the wife went all out. Ned went all out. They started fighting. But you people have been abusing other people over people who have no moral standing in society. You're always fighting for the people you should not fight for. Today, Ned and his wife have separated. And yes, do I support Tuma saying, well, no, of course. But I said at that time that it did not that statement did not rise to a criminal offense. Guess who got arrested after that? His wife's brother. Ned went and arrested him because Ned is used to arresting people if you have disagreement with him. Guess who went to bail the brother of the wife out? Me.
Okay.
Have you heard me?
Next
So,
person, please.
so who is banger boy between Tuma and Ned?
Next
Ned,
person.
Ned, Ned
Next
turned out to
person.
be a bigger banger man
Good
when
evening,
the
Next
fight
person,
everyone.
started.
please.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Next is
Mr.
me now.
Lawrence.
Next
Okay,
person.
sorry,
It's me
sorry,
the
ma.
next
The
person,
thing,
please.
No, 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 no,
Simon,
no, no,
please,
no.
if it's possible
Not
that you can
any
be
more
naming it,
people.
because
So
the way
Vic,
it's
are you
arranged,
there?
when more people are coming up, it will be distorted.
No, I know the sequence. Savik, are you there? Okay, Caesar, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so
I
much,
was
Simon.
before pizza,
I've been
sir.
following your. Okay, if she came before me, then let her have the floor.
No, she
I will
wasn't
speak
here
her.
before you. I know the sequence. Two of you
All
are
right.
before her. Hmm.
All right. Thank
No,
you.
you are the
Sorry.
last person before her, I mean. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. To Oga Omowere Sowore, thank you for making our time for this engagement. I know you've been here for a long time. We really appreciate. I remember serving as an SUG president. They will always make reference to Omowere Sowore because at the time I did not graduate. So they would always say that it is if you are an SUG president and you want to make things to work, check people like Omowere Sowore. he didn't graduate. So it was expected that I should not have graduated too. And it happened. But glory to God, today I'm okay. So, but on this particular discussion we are having, if you recall, in 2019, you came out for president for the first time, and a whole lot of young persons in Nigeria believed in your ability, your capacity. You got about 33,900 and something votes, okay, which made you to come 10th out of 73 candidates that contested
Yeah.
that election, but
Yes.
which was also about 0.12% of the total vote that was casted during the
Yes.
election.
Yes.
But coming down to 2023,
Yeah.
you came back again. You got about 14,606 votes or thereabout, which made you about 16th position out of 18 persons that contested the election. And then the total vote now is about 0.06% of the total vote that was casted in that election. And
Yes.
in all the both outings, you won zero states in the whole 36 states and Abuja. And also the 25% vote winning requirement in each state. You must win at least 25% of 25 states to be able to be crowned the
We don't have
president
time.
of Nigeria. Okay. So, but you could not make any of this. I honestly believe that there must have been manipulations from the INEC, but it was so fatal and very, very, impactful on everything that may have, happened. The question is coming back now in 2027 election.
Yeah.
Do you think anything is going to be different from what has been experienced before? But, that is like a part of the question. What have you ever thought about? Okay, you are from Ondo State, the
Yeah.
Sunshine State. Have you thought about being maybe a governor, a senator? This is because I liken you to people like Julius Malema of South Africa. Julius Malema is a very strong voice when it comes to Pan-Africanism, and he is also very, very rooted in his desire to see Africa rise, not just South Africa. But as a leader of EFF in South Africa, he is making waves, and people know him for what he truly is through his policies and the things he speak about in the parliament. If you go to Uganda, you see people like Bob Wine. Bobby Wine now, nobody is able to underscore what he can be able to achieve because he's always been contesting president from outside the system. Do you not think that it's worthwhile that you look for a way, get into the system? Because they said we are like dining table, and if you turn the table, everything will scatter. But you can't turn down the table except you are in the dining room. If you are not in that dining room, and as you have also stated in this outing now, you said you don't believe in guns. And this system has been built on structure of criminality. So they cannot even give room. People are literally begging to eat in Nigeria. So even when you are preaching what should work for them and their future generation, they are not seeing it because they are too myopic to collect 5,000 and 10,000 to sell their vote because they live a life of immediately. They just want to eat today. Okay.
Question.
Then
Exclusively.
so the last part of the question is you talked about, of course, we appreciate how you've turned up for people that are being oppressed in Nigeria. But I think there is a thin line between, turning up for people who are unjustly being persecuted and then turning turning up for people who may have also committed a crime that they are being prosecuted for. Okay? Because there is still of defamation and it's real. If someone comes to say that you have
Okay.
HIV
Hold on there.
and you don't have HIV,
I'm
for
coming.
instance, it is one
I'm
thing.
coming. I'm
But
coming. Hold on there. Do you know anybody that has committed a criminal offense that Sowore turned up for?
yes,
One.
Who?
One.
it's not just one. I'm going to give you two.
Okay.
Okay.
The person you talked about now
Who?
that has case with the owner of UBA. Tony Enumenu. The guy
Yes.
did not just say that Tony Enumenu's daughter has HIV. He provided document evidence with which is duly signed.
Okay,
That
let's
is
get it this
criminal.
way. Let's get it this way.
So so no, so
What is
can
what
I ask now?
what
Can
is
I ask
your
him a question?
okay?
Can I
Okay.
ask him a question, please?
Yes.
Do you know where the guy is detained?
I don't know where he was detained.
Do you know his name?
I don't have that record.
Exactly. So that's part of the problem.
So
You
that's
are
not the
speaking.
question I
So
want
wait,
to
wait,
ask
wait,
you.
please, please,
I want to lay a
Simon,
premise in it.
Simon, please. I want to. Please
So the
don't let him
second
get
person,
done.
so that you
No,
can
no,
ask
wait,
me that
wait,
one
wait.
because I'm more grounded with that
No, wait,
information.
wait. Now
Is that of
I don't want you to
B
run away.
Lord? Okay.
I don't want you to run away.
I'm not
You
running away,
don't
sir.
know. Yes, you don't know. You are speaking authoritatively about something you don't know. That's part of the problem. You understand? You don't even know the person who Tony Elumelu detained and where he's detained, or is even if it's in detention. But you heard from a third party, or maybe based on the mentality, the herd mentality. You get my point.
But you just said
And
it here too in this
no,
platform.
no, I'm just telling you that when you don't know something, be humble enough to accept that you don't know the thing. Then about B Lord, have you read the charges against B Lord? I can bet you
Yes.
that you have not read the charges.
No. I
What,
read the charges against B Lord.
what was he accused of? What was he accused of?
One of the charges that was against
Yes,
B Lord was the use
yes.
of the face of very dark man to do billboard.
No,
Is that a
that's not
Okay,
charge?
true.
which
Is
was
that a
which
charge?
It's not.
yeah,
It's not. It's not. It's
using
not even
somebody
true.
using
It's
somebody's
not.
Not a
It's
identity,
not
charge.
even
using
true.
somebody's
What
identity,
is
It's not even true. He was
using
accused
somebody's
of.
identity to do
It
advert
was
is a
accused
criminal.
of copyright infringement, which does not exist. You see, this is why you should, when you stand on the internet, make sure that you know what you are saying. Not because you
On
have a camera, just come and say somebody is you can't call somebody a criminal. Well, you can call somebody a criminal because it's a loose word to
no,
describe
it
somebody
is
who has
is
committed.
generalization.
Wait.
If
Can
you
you
say
calm down? Can you calm down? Can you calm down?
yes,
You cannot assume until the person has been adjudged a criminal that the person has committed a crime. And if he committed a crime, let's assume he committed a crime. Is it proper for him to be adjudged guilty before the trial is over? Why do you think the judge came back and granted him bail and recused herself? Why? Have you asked yourself? The billboard that you said is a criminal. Why do you think the judge came and said, I'm not doing this case anymore? You just sat down there, with all authority. You just start pronouncing judgments on things you have little or no idea. I ask you now, do you know the name of the guy who insulted Elumelu? You don't know. But you heard, do you know where he's detained? You don't know. Do you know what has happened to the case? You don't know.
why?
But you are here
I didn't pay attention to his name.
authoritatively
I
saying
didn't pay
that you
attention to
know
his
to
name
no,
because
no,
it
wait
was not
now.
necessary.
You are
But
saying
on
here
this issue of VDM,
hold
wait.
on?
You are saying here authoritatively that you know two people that I stood for who have committed crime, but you don't know one of them at all. You don't know where he's detained. You don't know which crime he committed.
it's
That's
not
the
just
Lumelu
two.
one.
Even more, you also
The second
mentioned
one you
Tuma.
said is
We
Bilod.
know
I've
when
asked you
Tuma
about
was
Bilod.
trending.
Have you seen the
Tuma
charges?
published video.
No. Yeah.
But do you know? But
Hold on. I think what I wanted to ask that would
You
have
don't know
made
the
yes,
person
I have
you
seen the
claim
charges.
committed a
You
crime.
just a minute, sir. What I
Caesar,
want
Caesar. You
a
don't know
minute,
the
sir.
person who
Sir,
offended
please,
Elumelu.
sir.
You don't. You
Please,
don't.
sir. What I
You
wanted
just assume because you have been overwatching videos
what I
that somebody
wanted
has committed a crime,
well, like I
you
what I
don't
said,
know the person.
what I wanted
I
I'm
don't
coming,
go to
Caesar.
You don't know
I
the
Hold
didn't
on.
person.
ask his I don't want to
Do
know
you
his
know the
name.
person
Caesar,
who
hold on.
committed a crime against Elumelu? I ask you again.
What
You don't
what
know his name
what
or
I
her name.
wanted,
You don't.
sir, what I wanted to impute in this regards that would have addressed this is I think is rooted in also
What has the
what
name
I'm
got to do
coming.
with the
Hold
act
on,
itself?
No,
hold on,
because
hold on.
the reason I'm saying that is I'm not a lawyer.
What
It may
I'm
not have
trying to
even
say
been
is what I'm
anybody
trying
at
to
all
say
that
is
committed a crime. Do you know
sir,
that?
what I want to add in this regard that would have cleared
Do
this
you know
issue
that they could have just
for,
formulated a
for
story that
we
somebody committed a crime and no crime was committed? There's
for
no victim, no
for
criminal. Do you know that?
for we to have been
And
able to
that is why society must be on guard to ensure that we don't lose our sense of responsibility and justice, so that a person, look, in
I think
1990
both of you are
in
talking the same time,
1998,
and
wait
the
now, listen,
your
listen,
voices are
Caesar,
clashing.
Caesar, in 1998 I was arrested and put with criminals at SARS. 1998 I went
Yes,
to
I'm here.
be a protest at the University of Lagos, Nuga 98. When we got to inside where they put all these SARS armed robbers, we found a 17-year-old boy there. We got upset. What are you doing here? Why did they? The boy told us that the person who committed the crime has paid the police, and the police came and took him so that he will stand in prison, in detention for the person. The man is still robbing outside. So when you make these assumptions, be very clear. You just say, "Oh, I know two people you stood for who have committed crime. One of them you
sir,
don't know.
sir,
You just
sir,
assume.
sir,
The
it's not
second is Lord. We ask you, have you seen the charges? You said, oh, he used somebody's face on billboard. And so is that a crime? You don't know. The
sir,
charges they filed against him, they couldn't defend it. Maybe the judge read the thing and the judge said, I am not doing this case anymore. Do you know that the case has now been taken to another charge, to another judge, and the judge that's handling it, the new judge, might even demand for they might have to go and amend the charges because the charges were so horrible. The judge probably look at it and say, we all know what this is all about now. But I understand it's exactly the problem with some of us Nigerians. We don't hate oppression. We just don't like it when it happens to the person. We like it when it happens to the person we don't like, but we don't like it when it happens to the person we like. And I say that because this assigning criminality to people had happened to even the person that jailed Bill out before. On two occasions that I intervened on his behalf. What was he accused of? Criminal activities. Criminal activities. They say he defamed some people, Yabo Joe and the rest of them. Put him in prison. We went there and said, come on now. Where did the case go since that time? When the EFCC went and carried him from a bank and blindfolded him, we went and told the EFCC, you have no right to do that. Where is the case today? He was not even charged by the EFCC for any crime. I'm talking about very dark man. So when you guys sit there and just assume, that because you have a ring light and you have a phone, you can just pronounce that you are the almighty owner of the world and heavens, and that whomever you declare a criminal is a criminal, and whomever you wish should be destroyed should be destroyed. Think twice, because it's coming your way one day. You don't even know who offended Elumelu. You don't know the person. You don't know if there's any crime, there's any victim. Let me tell you, we have been asking for over a week now. The police said they don't even have anybody in detention. That's what the police is telling. We asked DSS. DSS said they don't have anybody in detention. I called the UBA spokesperson and said, guy, what's happening with this Elumelu? Where did you guys put the guy? The guy said, did you see my name in the press release? I'm not the one who wrote it. Go and ask for the person who wrote the press release. The UBA person who wrote the press release about Elumelu's case is not even the official spokesperson. Have you asked why is all these discrepancies? You don't
sir,
know.
sir, I wanted to add this one part of it. I think that would have helped seriously. I think there's a problem in regards people being able to distinguish between civil offenses and criminal offenses.
That's true.
Until
That's
people,
true.
and that is why I was deliberate in regards asking that question. By the
Yeah.
time you are able, I wish a lawyer was here. By the time you are able to distinguish between civil and criminal offenses, you will now know that these are two different entities and the approach towards addressing these issues differs.
Are
Do you get
different
it?
completely.
But the fact
Completely.
is, people don't understand this. The problem is not even in you knowing the name of the person that was detained, but rather the problem is
Thank
embedded in
you.
the fact that there's a problem in the sense that
The the
people don't know the
the re-
difference
Thank you.
between civil
Just like you
offenses
rightly
and
pointed out,
criminal
I
offenses.
didn't need to be a
the reason
lawyer.
I
I
say
didn't
But
need
that
to
the
Caesar,
be a
reason
but
I say
lawyer
Caesar has
that
asked
to
his
Simon,
question
understand
now.
the
the
He's going
reason I
difference
say that
between
Simon
Caesar.
a
is that
criminal case and a civil
Eminem,
I
case.
have
I
I
did
have
criminology and
I have
security
better
studies.
and
No,
I
further
sorry,
have
information
sorry,
than
Mr.
background in
him.
law.
Simon. It seems
I
we are
don't
paying more
want
attention
him.
on Caesar now. I think
Hmm.
Caesar has asked his two questions. I think we have to ask from another
Do you
person.
know,
We are paying
Simon?
more attention
Sorry,
on
so
Caesar
that
now.
okay,
He
okay.
has asked his
you
two
could proceed.
questions. Am I
Okay,
right?
I don't need to be a
We
lawyer
are
to
now paying
understand the
attention.
difference between a civil case and a criminal case. Okay, when it comes to issue of defamation, defamation squarely is a civil case. And how
Hmm.
do you handle civil cases? You go to court. Okay,
Yes,
but
and finally
it is now left for the
we
court.
file a
It is now
claim.
left
Yes,
for the court. Hold on now.
yes.
It is now left for the court to handle the case the way they want. If they invite a defendant and the person fails to turn up, okay, so you can. It is not like B Lord, for instance, was arrested from the first instance and detained in the police. No, that was not how it all started. From the
Is
information
it
available
supposed
to
to
the
ask
public,
question? Is it supposed to
for
talk
the
like
Okay,
that?
information
okay,
that is
Is
available to the
even
hold
public,
on,
we
please,
could
please,
confirm.
you are even
please.
lying.
I
You are
think,
lying.
I
Sorry,
Anyway,
think,
let us.
we are playing to his
Bill Lord was
script. We are playing
arrested
to
hold on,
Caesar's script
twice.
here. We are
hold
playing
on.
to
Bill
Caesar's
Lord
script.
was
Caesar is playing
arrested
the script here and
twice.
he's playing it very, very well.
So
I think we should move to another person.
Anyway,
Caesar is playing the script here
let's not focus
Bill
on
Lord
this
we
was
are
part.
asking
Okay,
arrested
hold.
Let's
twice
focus
for
on
your
the
let
first
me
information.
part of the
out
In
question
him.
that I
fact, by the time
asked.
they arrested him the
You have
second
because
answered
time,
your
they
because on
arrested
question.
this
him
Let
in
me go
granted
particular
ahead.
area
administrative
now,
bail
we may not
with
have,
two senior
we
civil
may not
servants. Bill
agree.
Lord was
Okay,
arrested twice.
we may not agree on this particular area.
No,
Please,
no, no,
let's go to
no.
the
We
part.
no. I
Let's
see.
go to
I'm
the
not
part that
arguing with
affects
you. I'm
Nigerians.
not arguing with you because you asked the question.
Yes,
I'm
let's go to
educating
the part
you.
that has to do
I'm
with
no, no,
your
no. I'm
presidential
educating you because
aspiration.
of others who are listening to you. Because you are
I'm
speaking authoritatively about something you have no knowledge about, and you are here lying. You are here lying because you don't know, of course, that
which
Billard was
I never
arrested.
said any
Billard was
single lie
arrested
here.
twice. Go
There
and
is
find
no.
out. If you
First
can
of
if you can
all,
send me a DM, I can send you information about the first time Billard was arrested and the second time he was arrested. He was arrested
okay,
twice.
I will send you a DM, sir.
So do you
Because if
do
that,
if no,
Caesar
wait,
said, wait, we are playing to this guy's script
before
now.
you
This guy
send
is
me
just
your stuff, would you come back and apologize if we can
yes,
prove that Billard was arrested twice?
if at all, this case
Yes,
started and it was initiated through the arrest of B Lord, then
yes.
I would come back and make a public. By the grace of God, I'm not too popular, but on Instagram too and on TikTok, I have got some few followers, people that believe in what I say. So what
Okay.
I'm saying is, if I come and you're able to prove it to me that the case between B Lord and Very Dark Man started with the arrest of B Lord, I promise you,
So
and I'm not going
you don't
back
know
on
that
my
Billard
word.
was arrested and flown from Anambra?
Are you not
You don't
getting
know?
it? They said B Lord was arrested when he failed to answer to the first call that was made to him.
No, it's not.
They
It's not
said they
true. It's
invited
not
him
true.
Hold
they
on,
invited him
You,
severally and he failed to
Can we
Caesar,
come.
have
Caesar,
can we have another
please,
Yes,
Please, is it
person?
a
hold
please.
debate
on,
Can you answer my
please.
first
between
question,
I'm
please?
Caesar?
coming, I'm
Can you answer
coming.
What's
my
the
first
This
first
is
question,
question,
not
why
please?
please?
are you giving
somebody
this
I
guy
want to
enough
My
talk
first
back.
excuses?
I
We are
question,
think
giving
he
you a
my
has
lot
first
of
sense.
time.
question
Oh
is,
my God.
I gave you the statistics
Everybody,
of your outing in
You are you.
2019 and
hold
Your
on. I think
2023.
statistics,
this
your
is
Okay?
something,
statistics,
So my
sir,
your
question
sir,
is,
this is
have you thought
something I'm
about going
passionate.
through Ondo or
I'm,
going through
I'm
Ondo
coming.
to get any
I'm coming.
are
This
you
is
from Ondo State?
This is something I'm passionate about and in regards answering this. You get it? And I need to answer this. I want you
Yeah.
to get this misconception flying everywhere in regards the fact that Billard was arrested for refusing. I wish people can study a little bit of law, even if not generally, but a little
Yes.
bit. But I need to clear this. Billard was arrested on the basis that he has refused to honor
yes,
the initial invitation and
invitation?
a lot
Yes,
of invitation. But I want
yes.
to put this straight to Nigerians that
Okay.
refusing to honor an invitation is not an offense.
It is. If a court invites you
No,
and you
hold
No,
refuse
it's
on.
to
not an
honor it,
offense.
they
Simon,
can give
Simon,
a
Disturbing
warrant
the
of
Simon,
law
arrest.
is not an
Hold on.
offense.
What is the need for
Simon,
warrant of
I will,
arrest?
I
Simon,
will, I
please.
will drop you if
Do
you are
you want
not
me to
ready to
participate in
listen.
this anymore, or should we quit?
I
Yes,
You're
this
will,
guy is
I
supposed to
will,
putting
ask
something
see,
out and
questions,
you're
not
I
giving
to
will,
him time.
debate with.
I'm
Simon,
coming.
Simon,
Eh? Sir, let me
Simon.
just put
Okay,
this straight.
no, no. I will help you. It will be helpful if I tell you what happened.
Mhm.
Billard was arrested twice. He was arrested and brought. He was invited. He was arrested and brought to Abuja first time. He was granted bail with two senior civil servants as sureties.
Are you sure about this?
And then the police commissioner who granted him bail, they were not happy with him. When he was arrested, he allowed him to be released. His name is Uche. CP Uche is now an AIG. And the moment CP Uche was promoted as AIG, they went back and got the people who were running the place where there was no CP to go and bring Billard to Abuja. In fact, I heard that is the third time Billard came because they were trying to resolve it also by ADR. So they went and brought him and flew him to Abuja. That's the part. That's the third time that Billard will come to Abuja over the matter. And took him to court directly. When they got to court, the judge was closing. He said it's too late because they flew from Anambra. They flew him from Anambra. The judge said they should bring him, and they took him to the police station and detained him overnight. They took a video of him in that police station in compromised position. Then took him to court the next day. When he got there, Bilo told them that they should grant him bail. He will not run away. That he already has been granted bail. They said no. They got him to be detained on the order of the court and adjourned for 26 days, knowing that the judge was going on vacation and it was Easter period. You don't know all these things. That's why I said don't be authoritative if you don't know things. It's the third time that Billard and this will come, and so it's just to let you know that he was arrested because they were not satisfied with the pace at which Uche, who was a CP at that time, was going about the case. Uche didn't want to even go to court. According to him, I spoke to him. He's now AIG. You can call him. You can find out from him. So then they took him to court. They took him to jail, and then drove behind the prison truck all the way from Abuja to Kuje, just to prove a point that they have power. And that's what we are defending there. They say Billard was arrested. Of course, he was arrested 3 times. It was brought to Abuja 3 different times and had been granted administrative bail. So the narrative that you hear is, of course, what you want to hear. The narrative that we know is what we are telling you. But most importantly, before we go to the next question, and that's what Simon is telling you, there's no criminal offense here. It's a civil matter. Even if there's a violation of what they call copyright stuff, do you know that there's a copyright commission in Nigeria whose job it is to prosecute copyright infringements? There's a national copyright commission. So, but I understand how passionate we can be when we want to punish people we don't like, right?
Please, sir, if as you're answering the second
So, but
question,
the last
please.
question to your first question, I love your statistics. Oh, Sowore did not get it. Sowore did not get it. But do you, in all honesty, believe that you believe in those statistics when we are here discussing what INEC does to numbers? INEC can't get, even in my village where people voted for me, and we won